Hello, folks. Thank you for joining us for our inaugural Football Media Day presented by the Lufkin Daily News. I'm Will Lanigan alongside editor Josh Havard and sports editor Edwin Quarles. And we're joined right now by the Groveton Indians and their head coach, Mr. Scott Green. Coach Green, could you just give us a little bit, introduce yourself and your team to us?
Scott Green, athletic director, head football coach. Joined the Groton athletic program February 1st, 2025, and have not looked back. It's a great opportunity for me to instill in the knowledge that I have for these young men that I'm surrounded by. Great group of young men, work extremely hard. Had a great first season together, getting our knowledge of the system installed, and very much looking forward to our upcoming season.
All right, I'll start with the players, and we'll go to Coach Green, and we'll kind of scatter it around. First off, this is everybody's second year under Coach Green. What did y'all learn under the first year under him, and how can y'all take that into this season to improve from where y'all ended last year? And whoever wants to answer can answer.
Let's go.
He'll push us to our limits, and that's good because something new, kind of.
We know what he expects out of us, and we know how to maintain that and keep it stay on his good side, I guess you could say. We've had a couple of his bad sides come out and during practice, and we know what to do now and keep him calm and good.
Don't worry, these guys know my bad side just like you do. I promise you.
And how excited are y'all to get this season going? I know last year, some success, some failures. Just how exciting is it to get there, and what are y'all looking forward to about it?
Pretty
Yeah.
excited.
Looking forward to hopefully go far this year in playoffs. Looking forward to beating a lot of the teams this year that I think we have a chance pretty good to beat. And we were very young last year, and a bunch of us were small, but Coach Green came in and got a good workout program, and a lot of us have got bigger and faster and better, and I think we'll have a pretty good year this year.
What goals do y'all have for the season?
Have a winning season and beating Lovelady.
That's his goal. Personal. Getting personal now. You got any personals?
Corrigan, that's who I want.
Yeah.
I want to be Corrigan.
I knew that was coming. Yeah.
I want to be Trinity.
Oh, man.
Coach Green, what did you learn from being the first year in Groveton? What did you learn about the program, the city, to kind of get your feet wet there?
When I first entered the program in February of 2025, it was a learning experience for me because, as you guys know, I was in one great place for a long time, getting the opportunity to install our own program. Walked into the weight room, kids were working hard. I just understood the fact that we were way behind. It has nothing to do with our athletes. I'm not blaming anybody before me, but I knew we had a goal, a very large task at hand. Our main objective in our whole first spring was to live in the weight room, and you heard a couple of them say that's one high expectation of mine that we had to gain. We had some size, but it didn't equal out strength-wise, and they will tell you that I've pushed them to their limits, and that's nothing new for me. That's an expectation I'll always have for anybody that I work with, and it's something that it was a trust factor amongst the teammates. Trusting, understanding the process that I wanted to put them through, and once they understood what the goal was, I took pictures of them. I took pictures of two of these sitting up here today when we first started season, and the way they have restructured and the strength they have gained. We carried it to the season. I had a complete understanding it's going to be a learning process, and like Hagan said, we were young. It was going to be a very long process, and about week 5, week 6, it started clicking for us, and that's when we understood we were in the right path. And this past off season, as soon as football season was over, they'll tell you we've stayed the same course, and we have jumped leaps and bounds from where we were even last spring, as far as strength and conditioning wise. And expectations are very high this coming season. The goal is to push them hard enough in their off-season programs that they have the confidence to carry it into the season, where we played last year with the mindset of, are we going to win? To the point to, we're going to push it till we're going to give it everything we have to win this game, and that's the goal. And I've told you guys last season, two of you guys sitting here, win by one game at a time. As long as you win by one, the W's in the column, it's not an L, and it don't matter in the future. It's what we do now. Very excited about the rest of our summer, gaining, still installing our system, and where it takes us in the fall.
Let me get the guys to talk a little bit about their mindset and kind of the culture you're building there, the team camaraderie, teamwork,
Right.
and how everybody's kind of showing up compared to what it was. Get the guys to talk about that a little bit.
Let me start with it first, and I'll let them.
Okay.
We're a 4-day-a-week school, Monday through Thursday, and we went through our first phase of our off-season program, and I said, all right, we're fixing to open up on Fridays. And I said a prayer, and I said, I just need 2 or 3 kids to show up. In the process, we'll take it. Well, we showed up first. We had close to 10, and as the fall carried to the end, ended up 25, 30, 40 kids. Summer went well, but I love where we are in our system right now because we're averaging about 35 to 40 kids a day. And, and one thing that's different in Groveton than where I've been, these men work hard daily. And I'm very thankful that they show up at 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and they have employers that allow them to do that. And that goes back to the support we have in our community. You go to any sporting event we have, whether it's football, it's softball, baseball, basketball, volleyball, track, they're going to be there. And that's one thing that these young men look forward to is the background and the history of what we have in Groveton and the sport that we do have. Let you elaborate on the expectations of how last summer compared to this summer's went, how much you changed structurally.
Yes, sir. I came in last year. I had some muscle, but I had a lot of fat on me, and we worked all summer last year. And I remember I came in that first game, and it was a struggle. But as we conditioned and we kept working out, and my body got more fit, and as the football season ended, I was in pretty good shape, and I've held myself to the expectation to hold it through the whole entire year. That way, when I come into this next season, I can start off where I left off and not have to restart over there at the bottom, And that's what I hope for everybody else as they're going. I don't want them to skip the whole summer and lose everything that they've gotten and worked on for the whole year at school and then have to start all the way over and put us behind. So that's what I like to hold everybody's expectation to. As a leader sometime in this team, I like to hold everybody accountable for, not skipping their reps and doing the right weight, and I like it when they do. And sometimes they get mad at me, but I just, let it go through one year and out the other and just roll on with it.
Parker.
You do your other guy?
When Coach Green first came here and started getting us more workouts, better workouts in with the help of Coach Sanchez, them workouts are tough. But since then, especially coming into this summer, I'm probably in the best shape of my life, and they've helped a lot through that. And I would just like the same for everybody else. And yeah.
Right.
Obviously, I started out pretty strong already, but over off season, we hit the weight room hard. I got pretty big. During track, I got a whole lot faster.
You're welcome.
Pretty set for next year, hopefully.
I think the biggest emphasis on, of course, y'all knew who I worked for in the past and the expectations there. Carrying it over, I think the biggest thing that I saw compared to watching film in their younger days is the injury aspect of it. They will tell you, and they'll tell you with more sincere than me that they didn't work out prior to, and it was something that was challenging to intervene into our system. But one thing they will say, the injury aspect of it drastically changed, because if you don't lift, you don't work, the injury bug's going to hit you. And you agree that we made it through the season at our ratio staying healthy was a whole lot better than the several years in the prior to. So that's the emphasis on me pounding them in the weight room, because in Groton you can't lose players. You got to keep them healthy and keep them maintained. And they live by the rule: you hate me now, you'll love me later. But that's where we are, and I think they understand that process.
This week's Media Day video is presented by WC Tractor, passionately committed to providing their customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism.
This is a little specific, but how much did it help y'all from a mental standpoint last year? Y'all went through the first off season with him, and in the first game y'all went out there and y'all got a win. I know y'all didn't win quite as much as y'all were going to, but winning that opener, how'd that help y'all see, yeah, this does work, and we're not doing this for nothing?
Yes, sir. We were all very excited to win that first game there, and it showed that if we all had the dedication and excitement and put the work in, we can be a pretty good football team. Everybody has to be on the same page at the same time and work together. And Coach Green, he's a good coach for us, and we love him over there. But yeah, some people might hate him every once in a while, but
that's okay, man.
Yeah,
that's okay.
He gets over it. They all get over it, but it's pretty. It's fun to work with him, and I like everybody else that's at their staff too. It's a pretty cool staff to work with.
The thing they learn about me, I try to keep them mad all the time, so that's a goal.
It's nothing there.
There ain't nothing new. Yeah, you're right.
And how important did it take that second step this year to go from, like Coach Green was saying, kind of hoping to win to expecting to win? How important is it to take that step this year and then keep on going?
Keep doing what we're doing. I think we'll win a lot more games this year, especially jumping into the season. If we win that first week, when we win that first week,
There you go.
it'll get us in the right mindset to help us win more.
Talk about the non-district schedule a little bit, the teams on there.
Well, you got Alto will be our first rattle. I mean, our scrimmages are West Sabine and Comasnil. That'll be an opportunity for us to go out there and just get some experience in. Both scrimmages will be good. It'll get us in a condition mindset. It's one of those where there's not a whole lot of rest in between. Like these three guys you see and watch right now, dang near died in the West Sabine scrimmage last year, and it was something that we have to, it's a format that's got to be fixed. But Comasnil, they're going to do what they do. But going into Alto week, Coach Ponder just took that job, and he took a great staff with him. They're going to be ready. They're going to be young, similar to us. Our old line's going to be our experience side of it all, but our skill set's going to be young but better. Alto's going to be they have a majority of theirs come back too. It's an understanding that we got to stay on top of it. We're going to grind it out, and Coach Ponder's going to make his changes there, and he's going to do the same thing. Then we go into Trinity. Trinity was a good game for us last year. We learned a lot about ourselves in the mindset of we can compete at the high level, don't care about classification. It's one of those games that hurt the most because we should have won. We ended up, not due to effort, fumbling going in on about the 20 with 3 minutes left. But that stuck us hard. And then we got Groveton. Groveton's always going to be good. They're coached well. They got a good makeup of children skill-wise that's going to test our secondary. So going into we gained that extra team. We lost. Who did we end up? We lost. Who?
Hearn.
We lost Hearn and picked up Iola and Lovelady. So that's where we had them in preseason last year. They are now in our district, and look forward to that challenge. I mean, the difference between our makeup, a lot of the teams that we played last year had great senior numbers. There's several of them that had 16, 17, 14 seniors. We're losing 6 and 3 that were very big in our program that are, we have to fill those roles, but depth-wise, we're sitting with some experience that's going to be beneficial to us.
What can you say about the pride you take in the Groton program? Obviously, y'all got some good history. What's it like playing in Groton, where the city backs you and where football is important there?
Yes, sir. I like to represent that G very well in Groveton. I've grown up, and some of my parents have grown up in Groveton. They've lived there, and they played. My dad played football for Groveton, and we're very big on that G in there, and we love the Indians. And I'll be a ride or die for Groveton. So it'll always be my hometown, and I love it. I like to represent it very well.
And I'm glad you're here.
And y'all can add to that if you want.
That's what I probably went to almost every single Groveton football game growing up. That's probably the most fun I ever had growing up, going to the football games. I think it's pretty fun.
Now you're playing a major role.
Yeah. Hopefully, have a long playoff run this year.
It helps with the community and the local businesses that come and support us through the games and stuff. And they play a major role in our success, cheering us on. That helps us, gets us in a better mindset that we're doing this for the town, and just helps us out.
I knew the support was there in first summer of camp last year, whenever we were pounding it out. You know, the two-a-days aspect of it, I was fired up about having two-a-days because haven't had that opportunity since I graduated high school. I get there and I realize that school starts 3 days after the first practice, so there's not a whole lot of emphasis put on it. But we had an inter-squad, and we have a huge chain link, got the prison railings on top. It's a beautiful practice field. But we start this scrimmage, and I look up, and around this 100-yard football field is trucks stacked in side by side. And I knew from that point on, they're sitting in the back of the trucks, they're cheering these kids on. I knew we had a great program and good backup support for them. So ever since then, it's been whatever we need, whenever we need it, and expectations are high, which are needed, and it's great support.
You coming from Lufkin, what did you expect going in, and were some of those expectations different and alike from
Well,
what you did?
My expectations have been the same since I started coaching. I mean, I was a coordinator in Lufkin for a long time, and being in that position, to me, where I am now, is not a whole lot of different. Only difference is the phone rings a whole lot more and there's a whole lot more emails. I've always had high standards for myself and expected out of our kids. I mean, I'm going to coach you hard. I don't care who you are or what position that you play. You know, if you expect, if I expect it out of you, you will eventually expect it out of yourself, and that's how programs are changed. I don't know if it was something that I started. You hope every coach has a mindset that keeps their kids and coach them hard to where they understand that I'm not your friend, I'm your coach. I'll do anything for you at any time. Call me, I'm there. But your mindset is, this is our objective. Our objective is to be the best we can be and win every game possible, or give it all that we have to be on the top side, and whatever happens, happens. I mean, I can't say that the only thing that might be the makeup, I went from 100 kids in a program to a solid 55 that I work hard with every day, and that's from our freshman class all the way to our senior class. We got 55 kids in our program, and the difference is that, you know, they sit and say, I play linebacker, receiver, I play O-line, D-line, O-line, D-line. That's different for me. Now, the biggest first game we play, I'm rattled out the box, and I'm coaching my tail off, and we're at it. We go 3 and out on defense, and all of a sudden I look up, and I'm going to talk to this guy just for a second, and I can't. Why? Because he goes from the defense side to the offense side. And that was the biggest adjustment for me ever, is understanding that when we hit the field, you either substitute one in to give him a mindset or a blow. He'll come to me and say, I need 2. He'll come in and take his 3 or 4 snaps. He's right back out there. And we play every snap, every game, special teams and all. And to me, that's different. That is a huge change. I don't care who the kid is or their makeup. We put the best 22 on the field, 11 on one side, 11 on the other. If it intertwines, it intertwines. We go to work. And it goes back to him and talking about being in the best shape of my life right now. Parker said the same thing. Like I told you earlier, he didn't get to that shape till about week 5, week 6. And our goal, and what he said a while ago, is the same conversation we had 2 days ago. I'm grinding him out in the weight room, telling him, I said, we want to start where we finished last year. That is our goal. We want to be in the best shape to start where we finished and only get better. So,
As players, what y'all know about him before you got there? Did y'all know anything about his Lufkin days? They won a lot when he was here. Y'all just kind of
No, sir,
after that?
we didn't know much about it. I didn't even know who he was,
Yeah, I
to
didn't
be
know he
honest with you.
existed.
And then he
That's
showed
right.
up and
here
did
I
a little
am.
research on it. I knew he coached in Lufkin after they signed him and everything, but I knew he'd be a good coach with the experience in Lufkin with all the kids over there. So I was excited to start working with him.
I had some friends that played for him in Lufkin. They said he was a good coach, so I expected a lot out of him.
It's probably one of the best things that could have happened. With him being such a good coach, and he brought back all the old coaches we had, all the good coaches. I don't think there's a single coach I don't like right now on our coaching staff. So I enjoy that.
That's big. Good answer.
What type of motivation y'all have from 2 years ago, 1-0, right? And how do y'all say we're going there and this is where we're going, and what kind of motivation is that to make sure that never happens again?
Oh yes, sir. That one season, that bad season, it haunted me. And when we won that first game, it was such a, I don't know, it was excitement to win our first game after a whole year. And I'll work my tail off and I'll push everybody else to their limits too. And I don't want that to ever happen again, And it's our senior year coming up, and people they get mad at me all the time because I push them and I get on to them about everything. Mid game they're tired, they want to go out. I tell them no. I said we got to get the ball. We got to push them down the line. I said I'll help you, and you just give it all you got, and we work as a team.
I think in the 0-10 season, the skill was there, but it's just once we lost the first couple games, it's just the motivation was gone. But when Coach Green coming here, it definitely helps push that motivation back up.
They pretty much said it all.
I'll add something to it. You asked me a question a while ago, the difference between Lufkin and Groton. I walk in the door, these kids are, whatever you want, they'll do it. I mean, it's to the mindset where when I was in Lufkin, it was a grind. I knew it was going to be a grind every day. It's going to be a challenge, and we pushed them to their limits no matter what. The attitudes, however you got talked to, I mean, how you had to talk to children. The one thing that will help me live a whole lot longer being in Groton is the mindset that they know what's expected of them, and it's not as much of a challenge. I can put a workout on the weight room wall, and I can tell the guy that stretches us every day when he's that's his job. You stretch and we go. Blow the whistle. There's no questions asked. There's no backup. In any form of fashion, in any phase of what we do, whether it's weight room workout, it's what we do on the field after the weight room workout. The expectation is always not going to change, and it's there. They have one gear. I mean, if like they've all said, if one's letting down, it's their job to pick each other up. That's the one huge plus for me. You don't have to sit and point fingers and blow whistles, do all the extra crap, because they've been through the hunt and they know what's expected, and they've been on the low end of it. And whether it's me or, like Braden said, we have a great coaching staff from top to bottom, and we all are on the same goal and the mindset to make them. And once they realize, from right now from my first day to right now, the trust factor that's halfway there last summer compared to this summer is daylight and dark. They know what's expected. The numbers are higher, and they know where we're going to get to, and that's the goal.